Good day everyone, I'm Carl Paulo Jimenez and I will discuss and summarize the multi-perspective in conflict and controversial issues in Philippine history. So in this chapter, we will analyze for historiographical problems in Philippine history in an attempt to apply what we have learned the far in the work of historian and the process of historical inquiry. Earlier, we have been introduced to history as a discipline, the historical method, and the content and context analysis of primary source. Two key concepts that need to be defined before proceeding to the historical analysis of the problems in history are interpretation and multi-perspectivity. Godok Kalanchaw, Dato Bendehera, Malantic third chief of Panay, whom in Aklan established his own government in the peninsula of Balang. Aklan Sako, considered the first Filipino lawgiver, he promulgated in about 1433 a penal code, now known as a Code of Kalanchaw, containing 18 articles. Don Marcelo Aurelia or Saragossa, Spain, obtained the original manuscript from an old chief of Panay which was later translated into Spanish by Rafael Morviedo Zamini. Many of the things we accept as true about the past might not be the case anymore because these were taught to us as facts when we're younger does not mean that it is in stone. History is after all a construct. And as a construct, it is open interpretation. There might be conflicting and competing accounts of the past that needs one attention and can impact the way we view our country history and identity. It is important, therefore, to subject evaluation not only the primary source, but also the historical interpretation of the same to ensure that the current interpretation is reliable to support our acceptance of events of the past. This can be defined as a way of looking at historical events, personalities, development, cultures, and socialists from different perspectives. This means that there is a multitude of ways by which we can view the world, and each will be equally valid and at the same line. Equally partial as well, historical writing is by definition based, partial, and contains perceptions. The historian decides on what sources to use, what interpretation to make more apparent, depending on what his end is. Historian may misinterpret evidence attending to those that suggest that a certain event happened and then ignore the rest that goes against the evidence. Historians may omit significant facts about their subject, which make the interpretation unbalanced. Historians may impose certain ideology to their subject which may not be inappropriate to the period the subject was from. Historians may also provide a single cause for an event without considering other possible causal explanation of said event. These are just many of the ways a historian may fail in his historical inference, description, and interpretation. With multi-perspective as an approach in history, we must understand that historical interpretation contains discrepancies, contradictions, ambiguities, and are often the locus of dissent. Exploring multiple perspectives in historical require incorporating source material that reflect different views alone event in history, because singular historical narrative do not provide for space in it to inquire and investigate. Different sources that counter each other may create space for more investigation and research while providing more evidence for those truths. That these sources agree on different kinds of sources also provide different historical truths. An official document may note different aspects of the post than, say, a memoir of an ordinary person on the same event. Different historical accounts create different historical truths, and while this may be a burdensome work for the historian, it also renders more validity to historical scholarship. Taking this in close regard in the reading of the historical interpretation, it provides for the audience a more complex but also a more complete and richer understanding of the past.